Welcome, I'm TW. Thoughts and their agenda. I think we all know what a thought is. A thought is that energy that trigger the thinking process and set everything into motion where you develop the idea. Let's look at a thought and its agenda. A thought comes in and it triggered thinking process and develop that idea that comes within that thought. So that's why I'm saying the thought comes in with its agenda because it comes with the idea that it wants to pursue. If you accept that agenda, then you move towards achieving that agenda. You spend your time, you spend your money, you spend your energy to become that idea that the thought want in the beginning. A thought comes into the mind and it said, okay, I want to be a soldier. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be whatsoever. And this little tiny thing, unseen, utterless, can't hear it, cannot see it, it's unseen. But this little tiny thing comes in and trigger your thinking process and develop and envelop you, moving you to accomplish what that idea of that thought is. And this right here that I'm describing is the process of creation within you. Everything that you can see on the exterior, that's man-made. This is the process. A thought comes in to someone's mind. It triggers the thinking process. He think about it, then he make a decision. He probably say it to somebody else, and from there, after the decision is made, action is taken. And when that action is taken, the action that is taken, it's on the exterior. That thought create movement for you to move physically to accomplish what it is. Look at it in detail, because whatsoever man create is coming from deep within himself. And that show up first as a thought in his mind. So the creation of countries, the creation of companies start like this. In Europe, they were sitting and they decide to take a boat or a ship and come across. That was a thought in somebody's mind to explore. And from that exploring, they discover the new world, as they call it. They discover North America. And from one single thought, this thing grows into a country dominating the globe. Look at that. Within you, a single little thought comes in and you accept that thought and you spend the time and the energy to develop that thought within you. It comes in its own package and it's have the ability to gather other information, other thoughts to come in. It attract other thoughts, it attract other ideas to accomplish from that little energy that spark the thinking process. It gather all the information to build on top of what it is, to bring things into existence. As I say, look right across. Look Look right across the globe and man creation. Every single thing, every single thing is coming from a mind within this space where every single thing that's created by man is coming from deep within this space, within the mind, from a thought. A thought that trigger a man thinking process, and thinking come up with the idea and decide to build whatsoever that thought is. Now, the question I ask is this thought in control of you? Are you in control of this thought? And I'll say this, if you're unaware of the process within you, then that thought will be in control of you. But if you are aware of the process, then you will be in control of that thought, because you can see clearly a thought as it comes in, and you can at that minute flat out reject that thought. You don't have to accept it. If it's a negative, if it's bringing some toxic energy within you, then if you are aware within yourself, then you can feel it. The minute it enters, the minute that utterless thing approach you, you can recognize it if you are aware. But if you're not aware, then it comes in, it triggers the thinking process, and it goes through and it carry you wherever it want to carry you. But if you're aware, then you can be in control of the process. You can decide, no, I'm not going to go this direction. But if you're not, then it just goes where it want to go and lead you where it want to lead you. And sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. So that's why in the thinking process itself, when a thought comes in and you're thinking about it, you got to be careful what you're projecting in the imagination with this thought, what it's bringing in and you're projecting. Because if you're projecting terrible things, then the minute that opportunity shows itself for that to happen, believe you me, it's gonna be coming bolting out in the full force of what you were imagining. So that's why in the thinking process, right inside of you, you gotta clamp down. You gotta clip the wings of whatsoever you're thinking about. If it's a dangerous situation, if it's a thing that's gonna get other people killed and probably get you killed, you gotta look at it in that sense. Because if you realize there is some time people get caught up into situation and this rage, this animalistic instinct that bursts out and develop them, it's because they're not in control of that process. That's why that can rip out and explode within them, and they react the way they react because they are not aware of what's happening deep within themselves. And at the end of the day, when this takes place, a lot of people say, look, I really don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. This thing just like a wild animal, jump out like that. They don't know what happened. But it's because they're not aware in the mind, and they've developed this cruel, nasty reaction when they're thinking. And that's why when the opportunity comes for it to jump out and come into existence, there's no hesitation. So that's why when you see people committing some disgusting crime, some unthinkable thing. And you're wondering, how could someone do something like this? This is the situation. This is what some people sit down and ferment within themselves. And it's the same thing. You can ferment a good attitude too. You can cook up a good stew within yourself with these thoughts. That's when they comes out into existence, then it is all peaceful and it's all constructive and not destructive. Look at what I'm saying carefully. Once you're aware within yourself, you can see these things playing out. You can confirm these things within yourself and realize that this is the creative process within you and within each and every man. And the thoughts, they play a big role. And I'll go on to say this. Thoughts are real because without the thoughts, nothing come into existence. Without the thoughts, there's no idea. Without the thoughts, the thinking process does not exist. The thoughts within you, don't look at them in a dreamy kind of situation because they're packed with power. Power that move and shape you as a human being and shape the community that you live in and shape the world that you live in. They're real. I know that some people say, oh, thoughts are like the clouds in the sky. To a certain extent, that's true because the clouds in the sky bring the rain. And you know what the rain does. Without the water, you cannot exist without the water that's coming from the cloud. The plants need the water. The animal need the water. The rain itself that's coming from the cloud. It's like the knowledge that's coming from the thoughts. Without the thoughts, then the information, the ideas doesn't get generated. And it's the thoughts that are bringing in what you see around you. That's man bring into existence. This is coming from thoughts within each and every one of us. Even you and your daily routine. If you should look closely at every single step you make, every single decision that you make, if you should look closely at that, then you will see the thoughts that are triggering that movement within you. Even for you to get out of bed, if you're looking closely, you will see a thought triggering, pushing you, say, hey, it's time to get up. It's time to go make breakfast. It's time to go to the bathroom. It's time to brush your teeth. You can see those things triggering you second by second, every single moment in your daily routine. If you're aware, you can catch it closely. Sometimes you get carried away thinking about stuff, and you will catch yourself at the end of the thinking. But if you should practice being aware in your thinking process, then eventually you will come straight within yourself and see a thought as it arises within you and trigger your thinking process. And then when it triggers the thinking process, all that emotion that develop within you. Because if you look at it this way, let me show you, for example, what I mean. You can hear a story from somewhere, some relative or something, and it just trigger some emotion inside of you. You probably get excited probably tears start falling from your eyes, or you're filled with laughter. That's how fast a thought works. It's moving milliseconds. You can hear something and all of a sudden goosebump rise upon your body. That's an effect of a thought right there. You hear something and it's like, ooh, that's disgusting. Or you hear something and you burst out in laughter. That's a thought right there, working its magic. So that's why I say thought is real, and it would benefit us if we should look at thoughts as real, because they're like individual. They come with their own specific attitude and behavior. And there's those individual that you don't want to have any association with. It's the same thing with certain thoughts. The minute they arise in you, then you don't want to have anything to do with them. You don't allow them to exist within you, because if you allow them to exist within you, they will corrupt your system. And that's why you see people who are not aware, because they allow thoughts to gather inside of them, and when that moment comes, they just explode, because they encourage this thought, they accommodate this thought, and unaware of the power within this thought. And when that time comes for them to get into existence, when that opportunity presents itself, then that explosion take place. And it's the same with the negative and the positive. Whenever the opportunity comes for the positive, it explodes too. But thoughts, it's a powerful force within you. So that's thought with its agenda, accomplishing things. That is thought right through the globe, right through your community, in your everyday routine, triggering you to move here, to move there. Thought is what's getting things accomplished by using your energy and using your money, using your physical body to get things done. The thought that comes into you say you got to get in shape. The thought that comes say you got to be a lawyer, whatsoever profession that is. Then you spend your money, you spend your time, you spend your energy. It use your physical body. That thought in the end become you. You become the lawyer. You become the doctor. That thought is this. This is the spirit or the word becoming the flesh itself. That thought becoming the flesh itself. That spirit becoming the flesh itself, and develop within you and become you. But if you're not aware in the mind, then this is difficult for you to see. And look, I know this is not for everyone that's listening here. A lot of people are going to hear what I say and does not understand a thing I say. But those who are on this journey will recognize what I'm saying, and they can confirm within themselves. That will make it a lot more clearer to these people who are on this journey, who are searching for the truth. They will see this playing out in their daily life, second by second. I say thoughts are real, and it would be better if we look at thought as real. Look at thought as just as you will look at a friend, look at a foe. Look at thought as that, because they are what moving you. The question I'm going to leave you with: are you in control of thoughts? Are thoughts in control of you? Look at it closely. You will see something there. And the other one is thought more advanced than human? Are human more advanced than thoughts? Those questions you should check out. You should look deep within to see what the answer is there. Remember, to bring some clarity and some awareness into your creative space, 10 to 12 deep breaths can get you started. Like, subscribe, comment below. Leave your comment below. Blessing be with you always. Thanks for dropping by. Appreciate that. Blessing. Peace. Out.